There were a couple songs on the album that had, a few challenges. You always encounter some kind of challenge when you're a singer, and that eventually just makes you grow, which is awesome. The first one was The Quest and the Curse, because it covers such a broad range, and I go from, the softest voice ever to mixed voice and belting, and then super high operatic vocals. And so it's very, very dynamic. And the other one was also a very dynamic song, which is The Cold. That one is also really belted, and I had to work on my chest voice a lot. But yeah, eventually these challenges, like I said, they just make you grow. So my voice is thankful for each challenge.
Ooh, that's a challenging one. I think at the moment, for me, it's The Cold and Underland. But if you would have asked me a couple weeks ago, I would have said Invictus.
Well, it changes. Right now, it's Mirror of Night and Hideaway Paradise. But at one point, a couple months ago, it was Beneath.
I think Invictus was the hardest song to write because it consists out of a lot of different parts. But actually what was the most hardest with that song was determine how to mix the main vocals of Diana with the backing vocals of Paulo, because they are two completely different functions. You hear this in the verses of the song, but the combination is also really cool. So there was really a challenge to, okay, how much space do you give to each part there? And I think we really worked on that for quite some time.
I really love to sing Queen of Shadow, so I'm looking forward to play that one. And also Underland. I think it's going to be such a fun song to perform live. Yes, for me it's Tainted Hearts. I wrote the lyrics for that song, and I was inspired by a quote from World of Warcraft, the video game. And it's actually a quote from the Draenei race, and they say something like favor the road less traveled or choose the road less traveled. And I've had that as a motto for years, and once I started writing the lyrics for Tainted Hearts, that quote came back into my mind, and eventually it became you chose to walk the road less traveled. And it's basically me speaking to all those people who are not afraid to take risks, to, question things, to have a different outlook on the world in general, and who just have a rebellious spirit overall.
On Dark Waters, guitars are actually played by both Guus and Ronald. I think it's a little bit 50-50, I can imagine. And this is quite typical, because in the past it also went like that Guus played quite a significant part of the albums. I think with We Are The Others it was even almost everything. But for this album it's both Ronald and Guus. Well, I think it's really important that, Delain has such a huge legacy with albums and songs, and we will definitely keep playing those. It's so important. So live it will really be a 50-50 mixture of playing the new album, but also songs that people want to hear from the past. So both.
It was my idea, actually. I was at home recording the demo vocals for the song, and I was just playing with the bridge and trying out different things, experimenting with the vocals and that part. And the lyrics really spoke to me on the bridge, where I sing, "The mirror of night, it swallows me, must leave behind to be set free." The lyrics were so liberating, and I just felt the urge to scream, but I wanted to do it in a prettier way. I couldn't just go, ah! So those vocals just came out of me like that. I was like, ah! And it came out so spontaneously. The way I see that part is almost like a scream. I'm screaming from the inside, because I want to be liberated. I'm setting myself free. And even though I'm not actually screaming because I'm singing, it feels like a scream on the inside, like a painful one, but at the same time, a freeing one. So I'm really happy that you love that part.
Yeah, you know, South America is such an important continent to play when you play in a metal band. So I really want to go to South America rather sooner than later. So I really hope we can make it happen, and perhaps you guys can help us with it as well. Yes, we will come to the US, and I actually can tell you we will come to the US this year, and we will announce something really shortly, and I can't wait.
So when it comes to the vocals, I think it took us around 6 days, and we actually didn't record 6 days straight. We did a couple of days in the beginning of last year in March, and then we did some more in May, and then the last recordings were done I think in August. So I think around 6 or 7 days, yeah.
Yes, Paolo Ribaldini will definitely join us on tour in our upcoming European tour, and also at most festivals in summer, and who knows after. Yeah, we are all very delighted to have him with us on the road. I kind of never understood the remark playing it safe, because for me it's all about what I simply find pretty and beautiful and that sounds Delainish. And I don't really think about if something is safe or not. I think about, is the song pretty and is it Delain? And that's what matters to me. And with this album even more, you know, that people really hear the sound of Delain, and I think that's what it's about. So can't really do a lot with this remark. Actually, I thought about it for the upcoming album. In general, Delain is all about the songs, you know, the songs are central, and that's what matters. It's not the other way around, that you make things playfulness for playfulness. However, I do have the desire to add a little bit more of this in the upcoming album. So let's see what happens.
Thank you guys so much for all the questions. We hope to see you on tour very soon. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, make sure you grab them before they're gone. Check the link below or in bio, and we will see you soon.